Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zulfia Hayati, and now I am going to explain my thesis under the title Developing Writing Materials for the 7th graders at MTS Hidayat Indrodelik 2019 until 2020 academic year. The first, I am going to explain Chapter 1, Introduction. It consists of background of the research until definition of key terms. Background of the research. It is the reason why the researcher chose this research. The first, because writing is very important. As we know, in this era, we commonly use written communication. For example, letters, email, blogs, and others. Because of the importance of writing, so writing must be learned and taught. Based on the interview with English teacher in MTS Al-Hidayat, there are some problems related to students' writing. For example, the students lack vocabularies, and then they do not know the proper grammar to arrange the sentence, and then the students have no idea in developing writing. And one of the factors is from the materials. The materials not suitable with their need and motivation. So in this research, the researcher tried to develop materials to encourage the students' motivation. In this research, there are 3 previous studies, the first from Hayati 2016, and the second from Alyani 2015, and the third from Kurniasih 2016. And then the problem of this research is what is the appropriate writing materials for the 7th graders at MTS Al-Hidayat Indrodelik in academic year 2019 until 2020. And then the objective of the research is to develop the appropriate writing materials for the 7th graders at MTS Al-Hidayat Indrodelik in academic year 2019 until 2020. Next is specification of the product. There are 2 products in this research. The first is students' worksheet. It consists of 4 units, and then the materials, and for each unit there are 5 activities. And the second product is teacher's book. In the teacher's book consists of the materials, instructional guidelines, and the answer keys. Now we are go on in the chapter 2, review of related literature. It consists of the importance of teaching writing until the relevant previous study. And the third, chapter 3, research method. It consists of research design until schedule of the research. The first, research design. This research are research and development or R&D. And the stages in this research are need survey, materials development, teachers and expert validation until the final product. And then the description of the setting. The setting of this research is MTS Al-Hidayat Indrodelik. In the school consists of 82 students, but the researcher focused on the 7th graders. In this class consists of 15 male students and 6 female students. And then the stages of the research. The stages of this research are need analysis, developing writing materials, expert and teacher validation, and then tryout. The first, need analysis. There are 3 instruments in conducting need analysis. There are questionnaire, interview guidelines, and field note for observation. And there are some stages in developing writing materials. The first, finding the materials, and then mapping the materials, selecting the materials, typing the materials, expert and teacher validation, and then revision 1, tryout 1, revision 2, tryout 2, and designing the materials, and the last final product. Next is expert and teacher validation. The teacher and expert validation used to validate writing materials to be better. For the expert, they judge content, language, and style, and for the teacher, she just judge the suitability of curriculum, the suitability for students' needs, and the suitability of grammar. After expert and teacher validation is revision 1. It used to revise the materials before going to the next step. And then tryout. There are 2 tryouts in this research. After tryout 1 is revision 2 and then tryout 2. The subject of the tryout is the 7th graders of MTS Al-Hidayat Indrodelik. There are two instruments for collecting data during tryout. There are observation and the questionnaire, and the data in the tryout will descriptive qualitative. Now we are going on to the chapter 4, the result of the development. It consists of the result of need survey until the final product. This is the result of need survey. Based on the observation, questionnaire, and interview, the result of need survey are students have problems in writing. Some problems faced by students are the students' lack of vocabularies, and the students don't know the proper grammar in arranging the word, and then the students don't have idea to write. And the second, the materials were not suitable with their need. Students said that the materials too difficult for them, and the materials lack of vocabularies also. So they difficult to share their idea in writing, and the materials must be developed based on their need and their level of vocabularies. And the third, the material had to be complete with instructional guideline and answer keys. Based on the interview with English teacher, there is no instructional guideline and answer keys in the teacher's book. And then the developed materials. Based on the data in need survey, the researcher developed these materials. The materials consist of 4 units, and every unit consists of 5 tasks. Based on the Brown theory, the writing tasks are completing clause selection tasks, grammatical transformation tasks, short sentence, picture description, vocabulary assessment tasks, guided answer and question, and the last is paragraph construction tasks. And then expert and teacher validation. After developing the materials given to the expert and teachers to be validated. The expert is one of the lecturers in the Komarudin University, and the teacher is English teacher at MTS Hidayat Indrodelik. For the expert, there are some tasks must be changed. For example, in this task should be in the unit 4, in describing animal, and the grammar, what is the size must be changed, how is the size. And for the teacher, all of the materials are suitable with the teachers and students' need. But in Unit 2, the profession should be at the job of the profession. And then, first revision. Based on the validation from expert and teacher, the material should be revised. There are 9 tasks must be revised. There are first until 5th tasks in the Unit 1, first task in Unit 2, second and third task in Unit 3, and the last is the third task in Unit 4. After that, data analysis of the tryout. After conducting first revision in data analysis of the tryout, the first is preparation of the tryout. Because of the COVID pandemic, so the tryout conducted via WhatsApp group, and the materials given for students by door to door. Then the students conduct the tryout in WhatsApp group. The teacher tried out the materials based on the instructional guideline, and the researcher as the observer. This is the schedule of tryout 1. The first tryout conduct for 8 days for 22nd of June until 29th of June 2020. Based on the observation, it can conclude that all the participants were seriously joining the teaching writing in WhatsApp group. And the second, the teacher gave a perception before explaining the materials. And the third, in the process of teaching learning, the teacher implemented the steps suggested in the instructional guideline. And the fourth, the teacher guided the students before answering tasks. And the last, the students were brave to ask the teacher when they have difficult word or instruction. And this is the analysis of the tryout. After conducting the tryout, the students are given the questionnaire to know their opinion about the materials development. First is the opinion about developed tasks. It is the graphic of the students' opinion. We can see in Unit 1, 5 students said the tasks were poor, 9 students said fair, and 7 students said good for the task 1. For the second task, 7 students said fair and 14 students said good. In the third task, 1 student stayed fair and 20 students stayed good and others. And the second is students' opinion about the materials design. The next is the result of students' task. Based on the students' opinion, we can conclude that there are 5 tasks are too difficult for students. They are the second task in Unit 2, fifth task in Unit 2, second task in Unit 3, and then third task in Unit 3, and the last 4 tasks in Unit 4. The next is second revision. Based on the student's questionnaire or student's opinion in the first tryout, the next step is the second revision. There are 7 tasks must be revised. They are the first and second tasks in Unit 1, the second and fifth tasks in Unit 2, the second and third tasks in Unit 3, and then the fourth task in Unit 4. And this is the schedule of the second tryout. The second tryout was conducted for 2 days, from the 2nd until the 3rd of July 2002. And the last is the final product. After conducting the second tryout, so all of those tasks was appropriate with students' level of difficulties. And the last is final product. The product are teacher's book and students' worksheet. The teacher's book consists of 48 pages. It consists of preface, list of content, of the materials, the instructional guideline, the materials, and answer keys. And the second is students' worksheet. It consists of 30 pages. It consists of preface, list of content, and materials, and the text. And the last is conclusion. In this research, we can conclude that the first the stages of the development of writing materials based on the Highland model. And the second, the product is the form of teacher's book and students' worksheet. And the third, the product consisted of 4 units and there were 5 tasks in every unit. And the last, the materials were appropriate for the teachers and students with motivation and writing level of difficulties. Okay, that's all my explanation about my thesis. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.